Friend's girlfriend is accusing me of having a baby with him, which is absolutely ridiculous. I had this friend who used to have a very strong crush on me but never confessed. It was very obvious to everyone around. We were teenagers, grew apart, dated other people, and made our own lives. He moved to another state and has a long-term girlfriend, and I have been married to my husband for almost 6 years now, with 2 beautiful babies, and I'm currently pregnant. My friend, or former friend, I should say, and I barely talk. The last time we had a conversation was when my youngest was born, and he texted me saying congratulations. I replied with, thanks, and that was literally it. My husband knows about him and the crush he had on me. They've met because we are part of the same group of friends, and we've met his girlfriend too, Therese. No problem with that. I don't reach out to him. All of our conversations before the last one were initiated by him, and they're always like, hello, how are you? Good, and you? And that's it. I don't always reply. My husband's family owns a small coffee shop, and my former friend knows about it. I spend part of my afternoons there while I wait for my daughter to finish her activities. My Mill and Sil are often there, and my 3-year-old son and I stay with them for a couple of hours. So, last Friday, I was surprised to find my former friend and his girlfriend at the coffee shop. They had rented a space there for a week since he came back to our city to do some photography and video work as a visual artist. Part of his team was with them. It was weird, but not a big deal. We crossed paths at the shop, and we all greeted each other. They didn't know I was pregnant, and he looked kinda shocked, to be honest, which was weird and made me uncomfortable because he started acting as if he was nervous. They hadn't met my son before. This was the first time they saw him, and although he didn't really pay much attention to him, his girlfriend did. Honestly, it all made me feel really uneasy, especially when she started staring at my son so much that it gave me chills. My Sil noticed it too, without even knowing who she was. I was texting my husband about it and decided to leave the place. My husband and I talked about it that night. He tried to give it a logical explanation, said it was odd but maybe he chose the coffee shop because it felt familiar, and he said maybe the girlfriend wants to have kids herself, which is why she was staring so much. Anyway, I decided not to go back until they left the coffee shop for good. They rented it for an entire week. He said he could ask his mom to kick them out, but I didn't want to because it wouldn't be fair to her bussiness. That night, she tried to contact my husband through the Coffee SH Original Posters Instagram, asking if he was sure our son was really his. That was literally the only text she sent. Are you really sure that baby is yours? The text was sent around 2 to 3 a.m. A bit later she wrote, he doesn't look at all like you. So it seems like this woman started spiraling, thinking that my husband's and my son is actually her boyfriend's. She described how our baby's hair is curly and light, but he has dark and straight hair. My natural hair is curly and light, he's my baby too. My husband has no access to the shop's account, so the next day we were woken up by a call from my Sil informing him about this. My husband is completely sure I never cheated on him, because I never cheated on him. Look, we weren't even in the country when our son was conceived. My husband was sent out of the country for work for a few months, and we all went with him. This is nuts. She said that 3 years ago, the former friend traveled to our city alone, and she now understands why. I also got some texts from my former friend asking if I had told something to his girlfriend, like he was accusing me of something. Accusing me of what? Tell her what? At this point, I just gave my phone to my husband so he could deal with them. I also started receiving very nasty texts and voice notes from her, calling me horrible things. I wanted to just block both of them, but my husband thought it was better to keep the messages in case we needed to get the police involved. On the other hand, my husband replied to her first message and told her he is 100% sure our son is his and that she should take her insecurities elsewhere. She asked if we had done a paternity test, and he said we don't need to. She's now demanding we do a paternity test if we have nothing to fear. Direct texts from her address to me have decreased. I'm staying locked in the house with the kids because we're afraid this woman might do something, as she seems unhinged. Of course, they weren't allowed back at the coffee shop. My Mill also refunded their money because she doesn't want more problems and is beyond angry too. This is also so embarrassing. I can't stop crying. I don't feel in physical danger because they don't know where we live, but I am so full of rage that I can't stop crying. I know this stress is not good for the baby I'm carrying. This morning, my former friend called me. My husband was still at home, so he answered the call. He said his girlfriend does not believe anything he says and practically begged me to please do a paternity test so she can calm down. I already blocked them both. She's now using other accounts to comment on the coffee shop Instagram, offending me, saying that our baby is an affair baby and I should be ashamed. At this point, I am not even interested on making her understand. I just want her to stop.